Capital Community Television, in cooperation with Salem Kaiser Public Schools, presents Central Valley Conference Boys Basketball. Tonight's game features the Sprague Olympians and the North Salem Vikings. Hello everybody, I'm John Piper at North Salem High School tonight for the biggest game of the year, at least so far. Sprague taking on the North Salem Vikings. Joining me, Steve Maston. And Steve, the top two teams in the Central Valley Conference, a big game for both of these tonight.
John, that is an understatement. This is a huge game. Both teams are 7-1. The Valley League, or the Central Valley League Championship, probably is decided tonight, even though they have another game on Friday night. And it comes down to North Salem and Sprague again, with everything riding on it here at North Salem.
We've got three of the top players in the state, one for Sprague, two for North Salem.
Well, yes, we do. Avery Holmes, just an incredible player, a senior for North Salem. The last I heard, he's undecided as to where he's going. That may be why both representatives from Oregon and Oregon State are here in the gym tonight, maybe looking at him, trying to maybe get a commitment. We've got LJ Westbrook, a junior, one of the top juniors in the state for North as well. And then, of course, AJ LaPre, the super junior for Sprague High School, who does it all.
We're looking forward to a great ball game tonight. Glad you could join us on Capital Community Television. We'll be back right after these messages from our sponsors. Support for tonight's program is provided by MAPS Credit Union, premier sponsor of Salem Kaiser Schools. Visit one of our 9 convenient locations in the Willamette Valley or our website, mapscu.com. By Les Schwab Tire Centers, doing the right thing since 1952. Stop by your neighborhood Les Schwab Tire Center or visit us on the web at leschwab.com. And by Pizza Hut in West Salem. Your favorites, your Pizza Hut. Located at 560 Wallace Road Northwest, phone 503-363-2100.
First, let's meet our neighbors from down south. Number 5,
Glad you could join us on Capital Community Television. John Piper, Steve Maston at North Salem High School. Quite an introduction for the North Salem Vikings, Steve, and it's great to see the gym packed here with lots of fans from Sprague and, of course, lots of fans for the home Vikings.
Well, John, like we said in the pregame, 7-1, both teams. This is for the league championship, and it's a huge game. A lot on the line, and it'll be interesting to see which one of these teams can settle down the quickest and play.
And the North Salem Vikings coming off an impressive win over South Salem, 73-63. Sprague beat McNary last Friday, 55-39. And Sprague will be in the dark uniforms. North Salem in the white uniforms. Sprague controlling the opening tip.
North Salem's opening up in a man-to-man and a half court. Oh, and an early foul.
And that's going to be a concern for each team. You don't want your key players to get in foul trouble. And the first foul goes against Anthony Davis. Inside to Broughton. Taylor Broughton, one of the role players on this Sprague Olympian team.
Well, that was a well-designed inbounds play off the screen right to Broughton, and he puts it in for two.
Avery Holmes with the basketball over to Westbrook. Three-point attempt. Will not stay down. LaPrey with the rebound on the miss by Darius Adams. And important for the Vikings to get off to a good start here. That one will not go down for Ben Foote, and we'll talk a little bit more about Ben Foote in just a minute. Westbrook, a wild shot. Foote, a 31-point second half against North Salem in the first meeting of these two teams. That's amazing.
You almost knew that shot wasn't going down. He doesn't start scoring until the second half. So.
Well, BJ will probably like him to get going a little bit sooner.
No, he's had a great several weeks getting involved in the offense and scoring points for Sprague, and they've needed it.
And Foote is off the mark. Avery Holmes bringing the ball up for the North Salem Vikings.
Nice defense by Reese O'Connell on Avery Holmes. Staying in front of him, which is hard to do.
And Holmes passed it off. Scramble for the basketball. Foote comes up with it. And
if they push it, they're going to have the numbers here.
LaPrey for three, that's short. And LaPrey looking for the foul, but he's not going to get it.
Yeah, a foul or a tipped ball or something, and but no call there.
Westbrook with the basketball, back to Holmes. The shot will not stay down. And rebounded by Devin Gage. Gage, another one of those players on this Sprague team that's made major contributions this year.
Well, Devin's one of those guys. He's a blue-collar worker. He just gets the job done. He'll get you the tough rebound. He also can score a little bit, and he's tough around the basket defensively.
Westbrook rolls off the rim. Westbrook for three, way off the mark. And North Salem not able to hit the basket so far.
No, they have come out cold at the start here. They're about 0 for 6 by my count.
LaPrey with a strong drive, can't get it to go. And Foote comes up with it. Foote off the iron. Neither team shooting the ball well tonight. Westbrook is fouled, and that will be on LaPrey. That's his first.
I think that's a foul that AJ is going to want to have back. 23 feet from the basket. Little reach foul there, and those are the ones you can't waste in a game like this.
North Salem slowing things down here. Turnaround jump shot off the iron. And LaPrey with the rebound. And we talked a little bit about AJ in the pregame, Steve, but one of the outstanding juniors in the state.
Right, well, as we said, we have two of the most outstanding juniors in the state. I know LJ Westbrook has made a verbal commitment to Oregon State, and based on his play last summer in summer ball. And AJ LaPrey has been getting a lot of interest from colleges from all over the place, and he's just going to take his time on that. And I know he wants to play spring and summer ball and then see what's available. But yeah, two of the best juniors in the entire state. And how many times do we have in Salem, Oregon, to come out to a inner city basketball game and see three Division I guys on the floor on the same night? That hasn't happened in several years now.
And timeout with 4 minutes, 9 seconds to go. Our score, Sprague 2. North Salem still looking for that first shot, and the Vikings in their victory over South Salem on Friday got off to a fast start, leading 12-2 there, but right now, nothing they put up is going down.
They cannot find the basket right now. We'll see what play was designed. I doubt if that's what it was during the timeout.
Gage comes up with a basketball. Ben Foote brings it up. Looking for LaPrey, posting up inside. LaPrey. And A.J. LaPrey with the basket, a 4-point lead now for the Sprague Olympians.
It's a nice little wrinkle that Sprague has in their offense. A.J. is obviously the point guard, but he'll go down and post up at over 6'4", especially against smaller guards.
Westbrook unable to convert, and LaPrey comes up with a rebound. Foote has the ball taken away. Pass ahead to Westbrook. Holmes with a jumper. Avery Holmes gets the Vikings on the board with 3 minutes, 8 seconds to go. Devin Gage will not stay down, and boy, both teams having trouble getting that ball to go down.
Well, Sprague did a nice job of attacking the press by North Salem, and were able to get the ball down inside to Devin Gage, and had a pretty nice look at the basket, just in and out. So had some tough luck there.
And interesting, Steve, when these two teams met earlier in the season, was an 88-77 game. Lots of points in that one.
Well, you know, John, they're playing at a 88-point pace. They're just not hitting any shots.
And we've had so many balls go in and then come out. Strong drive to the basket. Reese O'Connell with the basket.
That's a little bit lax defense on North's part, not getting back in defensive transition and picking up and preventing a penetration drive.
Westbrook comes up short.
And that was a nice finish last time by Reese.
LaPrey, long three-pointer off the iron. But a wide open shot. Holmes comes back the other way, hits the iron, and chased down by LaPrey.
Well, you know, all it's going to take, John, is for a couple of these guys to knock a shot down, and then maybe we'll get into that racehorse pace.
Broughton's pass is a little bit too hard. It goes out of bounds. And coming in for the Vikings, number 32 is Garrett Mueller, a 5'10 senior. And before the ball game, the seniors for North Salem were recognized, 6 seniors, including Avery Holmes.
They said Avery has been here for 4 years. I think he's been playing here for 6 years, though. It seems like.
Seems like a long time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And finally, one goes down for Darius Adams as he gets the friendly roll on the home rims. Broughton pulls up, and the North Salem defense just let him go right to the middle and put up the easy jump shot.
Well, to say their defense is porous is an understatement. Just way too easy for the ball to penetrate down the lane by Sprague. And North's going to have to tighten up on that.
Leaks comes up short. Another rebound for LaPrey, and he's fouled by Mueller. And LaPrey, with that 6'4" size, really has been a force on the backboard so far tonight. Stephen Kim comes in the ball game for Sprague, number 22.
I think he was a little overexcited there and came in before the ref beckoned to him. Got sent back to the scores table. Jerry Bone, one of the officials tonight, very cordial on that exchange.
Just explaining the mistake.
Once again, Sprague having no problem with that press. Coach Abrosky calling out a play now. North is back in a 2-3 zone. I would be willing to bet that Coach Abrosky is willing to settle for a last-second shot to end the quarter here.
And the man most likely to take that shot, number 20, A.J. LaPrey. Kicked away by Holmes and out of bounds with 5 seconds to go. A very low-scoring first quarter as neither team shooting the ball well. But that can change in a hurry with these two teams.
John, you see a lot, kind of a pressure-packed game, and then add to that the senior night here at North.
Long three-pointer. A.J. LaPrey with a three-point basket to end the quarter, and that's the way you do it. Our score after one quarter, Sprague 11 and North Salem 4, and A.J. LaPrey, the man we thought would have the ball in his hands as time expired, takes the long three-pointer and sinks it.
Yeah, I know he is out there a ways, but with that 5 seconds left on the clock, you know the inbounder's probably going to look to take the shot, and there wasn't really any pressure put on AJ as he comes down to take that shot. Just kind of late getting there, and obviously AJ has got quite the range, so not a good defensive possession for North Salem.
And North Salem, that's one thing that Coach Freeman emphasized to the team, the need to play with discipline. So far tonight, they have not done that. They've given Sprague lots of easy opportunities. Taylor Broughton got a couple of easy baskets. And obviously, for North Salem, you're not going to win the game if you don't do a better job defensively.
Well, as I said earlier in that first quarter, just lots of holes in that defense on the interior, whether it's post-ups or dribble penetration by the Sprague perimeter players. And you're right, John. That's going to have to be taken care of.
And for the Vikings, only 4 points in that first quarter, as they just could not buy a basket.
North Salem's running a little bit of a baseline flex action, which can be difficult to guard. Sprague is helping and recovering on their man when they can to make sure there's no open man flashing across the lane. And so far there hasn't been an open man.
Westbrook is fouled as he goes to the basket, and that's his second foul on LaPrey.
Well, I think that was a good call there. AJ went in the air. He was not squared and did bump the offensive player. And, you know, the ref can make that call and did. And that's a tough situation for Sprague because now it looks like AJ is going to come out of the game for a stretch at least.
Westbrook at the free throw line. And coming in the ball game for Sprague is number 23, Taylor Broughton. And LaPrey has to come out of the ball game. And how long do you leave him out? Couple of free throws by Westbrook cuts the Sprague lead to 5, 7 minutes, 16 seconds to go in the second quarter. And there's a 10-second violation. I'm not quite sure what the Sprague Olympians were doing, but that's where you miss LaPrey.
Well, I didn't see the whole sequence there. It looked like maybe a 1-3-1 kind of a trap. And the attack there is to get it down to the baseline and attack the baseline. And they got caught in backcourt with that. 10-second count.
Leaks. Can't get it to go. Broughton with a rebound. Broughton all the way. Can't finish it. And the Vikings now with an opportunity. Blocked from behind by Devin Gage.
Sprague running a motion offense, passing, screening away.
And Ben Foote with a strong drive down the baseline and the basket.
Once again, the Sprague perimeter player putting the ball on the floor and getting to the basket against North.
And Holmes can't get it to go down. Now he ties up number 5, O'Connell, under the basket, but he calls a foul here. It's going to be on Holmes. And for Reese O'Connell, he's going to have to try to get that basketball out of there. Keebler comes in the basketball game for North Salem. Deshaun is a 6'2" junior wing.
North back to full court press. This time it's a 2-2-1 full court press.
Sprague needs to get the ball across the timeline.
Well, you know, they don't have AJ out there, and he's the floor general, and he's the guy that's used to recognizing the presses and getting the troops organized out there. And you can see there's a little bit of uncertainty about how they want to break the press. And that time North changed it up once again, and they were in a 2-2-1, I think, for the first time. So we'll see how that develops as the game goes along, if AJ is going to be on the bench for any length of time.
Westbrook. Count the basket. He'll go to the line. A sweet move by L.J. Westbrook. And LaPrey is going to be coming back in the ball game as Coach Dabrowski doesn't like what he's seeing out there. Riley Long comes out. And Westbrook back at the free throw line where he made his first 2 free throws. Three-point play by Westbrook makes it a 4-point ball game with 5 minutes, 35 seconds to go.
Well, Coach Dabrowski obviously senses the change of momentum here, gets AJ back in the game, but it's a calculated gamble. If AJ happens to pick up a third foul, he's done for the half, and that puts him in jeopardy in the second half also.
Three-pointer by AJ LaPrey. Three-pointer by Westbrook, off the iron, rebound by LaPrey.
That time Sprague dropped back into a 2-3 zone themselves. And a quick shot from North that did not go. And sometimes you get that when you change up the defense and go to a zone. And team will put up quick shots.
Foul was called on Garrett Mueller on the rebound. That's the second on Mueller. And Sprague taking a long time getting the ball up court here.
Nice, organized press break. Not a lot of ball handling, not dribbling. Passing the ball, getting it across half court. Now they organize the offense.
Ball comes out. LaPrey comes up with it. LaPrey with a jump shot, comes up short. And rebounded by Foote. Foote puts it back up. That's short.
A couple of nice opportunities for Sprague that just didn't go down.
And Avery Holmes comes back the other way.
Now that is a guy you don't want to get allowed to get going because he can light it up in a hurry.
And there's a steal. Westbrook count the basket, and he's fouled. And Westbrook really getting this North Salem crowd excited with that play.
Well, I think they've been waiting for something to cheer, John. It's been pretty slow going so far, and they're showing some life right now.
And Westbrook will go back to the free throw line, a chance for his second three-point play in a row. Another rebound by LaPrey, and he's done it all for the Sprague Olympians so far.
Well, he's the type of player that does and can do it all.
And the ball goes out of bounds off of Sprague, so the pass from LaPrey not quite strong enough, and one of the Vikings got in.
That's one of the few times that North has actually extended the defense, have gotten out in the passing lane. It might have surprised HA a bit because they have not been out in the passing lanes to this point.
And not quite sure where that pass was going, but it went out of bounds. So it'll be Sprague basketball. The careless pass by Westbrook. Broughton brings the ball up for the Sprague Olympians. Three-pointer by LaPrey, that's off the iron. And a big rebound.
That's the thing that Devin Gage will do for you. It's so valuable.
And the basket for Reese O'Connell after Gage got that rebound, and the Olympians got it inside. Westbrook went right at LaPrey, missed the shot, missed the second shot.
I think that's the second time that Devin Gage has gotten his hand on a ball.
LaPrey trapped in the corner, gets to bend foot up, comes up short, gets his own rebound, too strong. Westbrook, offensive foul as Taylor Broughton draws the charge.
Yeah, I couldn't tell by the hand signal what that was. Ended up being a charge on LJ Westbrook. Well, what do they say? Toughest call in basketball?
That is the toughest call, no doubt
about it. I think Sprague might have gotten a little bit of a break there. I'm not sure that Broughton was completely set.
Westbrook comes up with a steal. And
Westbrook is sort of taking over in this second quarter. He has 8 points to this point.
LaPrey with a nice pass and a basket by O'Connell. And Reese O'Connell doing the job down there. Very few chances, but he takes advantage of all of them.
Well, those are nice point-blank shots he's getting against that press.
Leaks off the iron. Rebounded by Riley Long. LaPrey matched up with Westbrook. Broughton, too strong off the glass. Holmes. Avery Holmes, a two-point basket, foot on the line.
Yeah, but that's the thing he can do. I saw him drop 40 on Sprague last year in that league championship game.
Riley Long. The league championship, I think he had 47 points.
47 points.
47.
Must have been 40 in regulation and then 7 in overtime.
Yeah, they went in overtime.
But he did it effortlessly then. He's one of those guys who can just do it from everywhere. And there he is.
Hey, here's a message for the Sprague Olympian defense. Do not let Avery Holmes get going. Nice pass. Riley Long with the basket. And this reminds me a little bit of the game last year at Sprague, Steve, where the Sprague Olympians were able to beat that North Salem pressure and get those easy baskets.
Right.
16 seconds
and then
to go.
North will steal enough balls and score to make it worthwhile.
Avery Holmes. Westbrook back to Holmes for the three-pointer. Avery Holmes. What a shot by Avery Holmes. Our score at the half, the Sprague Olympians 24 and the North Salem Vikings 23. And at the end of the first quarter, Steve, it was LaPrey making the three-pointer. Now, at the end of the second quarter, it's Holmes making the three-pointer as time expires.
Right. Pace is starting to pick up now, and it's starting to look like the game that I think most of the fans thought they were going to see when they walked in the gym tonight, John.
Well, a lot of times, as you say, that happens. The first quarter, the team's kind of maybe a little too high, a little too much adrenaline, and the shot's just not going down. But now they're starting to fall, and we're getting to see these great players in action.
Well, I think we said early on, the hype of the game, the fact that it's for the league championship, you know, for all intents and purposes, assuming no one stumbles on Friday. And, again, senior night for North. I've been involved in so many of those games where it just takes the players a little bit of time to get settled down, and then once they do, and it ends up being a heck of a game, and it looks like it's headed that way with this game.
Once again, our halftime score, the Sprague Olympians 24, the North Salem Vikings 23. We'll be back right after this. Support for tonight's program is provided by MAPS Credit Union, premier sponsor of Salem Kaiser Schools. Visit one of our 9 convenient locations in the Willamette Valley or our website, mapscu.com. By Les Schwab Tire Centers, doing the right thing since 1952. Stop by your neighborhood Les Schwab Tire Center or visit us on the web at leschwab.com. And by Pizza Hut in West Salem. Your favorites, your Pizza Hut. Located at 560 Wallace Road Northwest, phone 503-363-2100. We're back at North Salem High School. Our halftime score is Sprague 24, North Salem 23. John Piper along with Steve Maston. We'll take a look at some highlights from the first half.
Well, this is steal by L.J. Westbrook, and a nice dunk. Very athletic junior. This is, I think, a drive by Ben Foote from the wing. We talked about the defense of North Salem having a difficult time staying in front of the dribble penetration, and there's an example. We saw several of those in the first half. Nice drive by Ben Foote. Taylor Broughton makes a pass to Ben Foote. Pull up. Well, it's a dump-off pass to Reese O'Connell. Reese O'Connell had 6 points in the first half, and again, interior offense against North Salem's defense, John.
Leaves something to be desired.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's something that Coach Freeman has probably talked about at halftime. Need to shore up the defense on the interior, make it more difficult for Sprague to get the ball on the inside, force them to become more of a perimeter team, and make it more difficult for them to score. So, on the other side of the court for Sprague's defense, man, I don't know what you do. You got a couple of really good ball players. Darius Adams has 2 points, and the rest of the points for North are between L.J. Westbrook's 9 and Avery Holmes' 10. And they could score in a variety of ways, and it's difficult to slow them down sometimes. Second quarter, they both got going, and we saw what they could do. They got right back in this game, and now it's a 1-point game going into the third quarter.
Once again, these two teams 7-1 coming into tonight's ball game. This game and the game on Friday, the last 2 games of the regular season. So tonight's game will more than likely decide the Central Valley Conference champion. And the champion will get to host the tournament. And there's a Viking foul as LaPrey was held. I think that was Darius Adams with the foul.
That was a pretty easy call to make.
And LaPrey with 2 fouls in that first half, but did not pick up that third one. So here comes a 3-point shot, comes up short, rebounded by Holmes. Holmes gets it ahead. And the Sprague foul.
It was on A.J. LaPrey.
So that is number 3 on LaPrey.
It's one of those situations where, you want to be aggressive. You don't want to give up an uncontested lay-in. But on the other hand, with 3 fouls, Coach Dabrowski might be forced to take him out early in the second half, and that can have a big impact on the game. It also kind of gets back to what we said in the first half. The first foul that AJ had, that reach foul 23 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, that's one you want to have back. And when you pick up those quick fouls, it really hurts you later on in the ball game, or can hurt you.
North Salem in a 2-1-2 press, dropping back. Looks like into a 2-3 zone. Maybe a 1-3-1, can't tell just yet.
Ben Foote off the mark. Rebound by Devin Gage. Behind the back pass. And LaPrey with the basket.
That was a fantastic play by Ben Foote, recognizing that AJ was behind him, knew he was there, and just did the wraparound pass.
Holmes comes up short, and there's a foul on the rebound, as LaPrey, I think, had position there. But for Coach B.J. Dabrowski, 3 fouls on. Let's take a look at this last one here first, Steve.
Devin Gage doing work on the boards like he always does. Ben Foote, a little wraparound pass to AJ. Just a beautiful play. Sprague having no problem breaking that press that time.
Inside to Ben Foote. And again, a breakdown by the North Salem defense.
A lot of their effort seemed to be in getting a trap turnover in the backcourt, and things seem to break down in the press in the front court. A lot of easy opportunities for Sprague at the basket, and they're taking advantage of them consistently throughout the game so far.
That shot will not go down for Anthony Davis, and another rebound for LaPrey.
Not keeping track of rebounds tonight, but he's got to be 8 or 9 at this point.
Broughton. Yeah. Taylor Broughton.
That's going to be a foul on Ben Foote.
Broughton got a hand on it initially, and then down on the floor results in a foul on
that's
Foote.
a good aggressive play by Ben Foote to try and get to the ball, but you can't go over the back of the player who is getting possession of the ball to tie him up. And that was a pretty easy call.
Deshaun Keebler comes in the ball game for North Salem, but these Sprague Olympians really are aggressive going after those rebounds.
They have been. The thing they've done a great job of tonight, being very fundamental, and that is screening out. The ball goes up, and they've got a body on somebody.
And I think we have a Sprague foul here.
I think that was called on the screen out on Taylor Broughton. I did not see the play, so I kind of got screened out myself.
And the basket for Deshaun Keebler on the inbound play. And a North Salem steal. So the Vikings get the ball back. O'Connell matched up with Avery Holmes.
O'Connell did a nice job in the first half, staying in front of Avery, as well as anyone can do. He's a tough guy to keep in front of.
Offensive foul.
Well, there's Devin Gage again.
Devin Gage is the kind of guy a coach loves to have on his team.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy I love to have on my team. He does all the tough work, sticks his nose in there, picks up an offensive foul on Avery Holmes. Turnover, North Salem going the other way.
That's a second foul on Holmes. Cross court to LaPrey for three. Off the iron. Westbrook tries to save it and does.
AJ's cooled off a little bit here in the third quarter.
Avery Holmes dumps it off to Keebler. And North Salem with its first lead.
John, I think that's the first lead of the game, is it not?
I think so. Broughton comes up short. Holmes on the run. And Holmes goes down hard as Broughton fouled him. And hopefully Avery okay. Still down on the floor. And Avery getting up slowly, missed. Here he comes.
Well, that was a good hard foul by Taylor Broughton. Not going to let Avery Holmes get the ball up to the basket, prevent the lay-in. And, off balance, landed hard. It looks like he's going to be okay.
Officials talking with Coach Freeman of North Salem, but it looked like a hard foul, not a intentional foul.
I think they might be talking about Avery having to come out of the game, and maybe because he got off the bench to go see how he was doing on the baseline. It looks like Avery's going to have to come out for at least one play.
So now somebody else will shoot the free throw?
Yes.
So coming into the ball game is Matt Loberg, a 6'1" senior, for his first action, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot for Avery Holmes, who had to come out of the ball game because of that last foul. A little bit too strong, and that's kind of tough to come into the ball game and go right up to the line.
It sure is.
And Loberg gets 1 for 2. And we'll see how long Avery Holmes stays out of the ball game. But looks like he's up and ready to come in.
I thought the last couple of possessions, Sprague was a little bit rushed. A couple of quick shots and weren't as patient as they've been to get a good open look. And we'll see what sort of possession they have this time. But they need to get a good possession.
Long is surrounded, tries to pass it. Scramble for the basketball. Gage comes up with it and scores.
I'll tell you what, Devin Gage comes up with those kind of plays all the time. He's always around the ball, always when you need a big play. Seems like he's the guy who does it. Gets an offensive rebound to keep a possession going.
Westbrook for 3 points. Ben Foote. Foote can't get it to go, and ball knocked away from Westbrook. And a timeout with 2 minutes, 38 seconds to go. Our score, North Salem 33 and Sprague 30. And Ben Foote really has struggled offensively tonight, Steve.
Yes, and I know we've talked about it on these broadcasts. He had 31 in the second half at home against North, and he's having a difficult time knocking that three down. And I think that Sprague needs him to knock some shots down the stretch here because, you know, he's the other outside threat that Sprague has, consistent threat. Here's Devin Gage just chasing down that loose ball, and then he goes and attacks the basket and has kind of a hanging up and under shot to score. And just another really good hustle play by Devin.
Glad you could join us on Capital Community Television. John Piper, Steve Maston, and the rest of our CCTV sports crew. Thanks to all of our volunteers and CCTV staff members who are here tonight to bring you this ball game. Westbrook from way out. Maybe there is no way out for these guys. Holmes, Westbrook, and LaPrey can shoot it from long range.
And that was a difficult matchup for Devin Gage. You know, if he goes out to defend Westbrook all the way out there, he's probably going to get beat off the dribble, and as a result, they pay for it with an open three.
Kick ball. The ball will remain with Sprague.
So Sprague needs to answer here. You know, North Salem's come out and gotten some people involved in the offense.
How about that for an inbound play?
That's a great inbound play and a great answer right there, with Riley Long scoring too.
Avery Holmes over to Westbrook. Off the iron this time. Rebound by O'Connell. And I've been impressed with the rebounding of the Sprague Olympians.
Yes, they've done a great job, as I mentioned just a minute ago. Well, here goes Avery Holmes.
Misses a shot. Westbrook hits it back in the basket, and he's fouled. What a play by Westbrook.
Turnover on a mishandled pass. And Avery is going at the basket. Nice penetration. Kind of stumbles a bit on the step to the basket and misses. But LJ Westbrook is there to put her back in and get fouled. So has a chance for a three-point play here to take a 7-point lead with a minute and a half to go in the third quarter.
Taylor Broughton back in the ballgame for Sprague. Westbrook at the free throw line. And Westbrook with another three-point play. Seven-point advantage now for North Salem. And as you say, Sprague needs to respond here. Nice pass inside to Broughton. And for the Sprague Olympians, now they've got to get a stop.
Well, that's it. That's what they've not been able to do.
Too strong by Leaks. And the ball goes out of bounds off of Mueller, and there's Devin Gage again on the backboards.
Well, on that play, every time you see A.J. LaPrey go up with his 3 fouls to contest anything, you think, you know, there may be that 4th foul, but he's able to avoid any contact, and Sprague has possession.
LaPrey with a nice pass, and the basket by Devin Gage, and a timeout with 47 seconds to go. And we talked about the need for Sprague to respond. They've done that.
Well, there you go. Just down 7 about 35 seconds ago, and they've cut the lead to 3. Nice bounce pass by A.J. to Devin Gage on the baseline and knocked down an easy lay-in.
And for the Sprague Olympians, the three-pointer is not dropping, so they're going to need to keep going, looking for those easy opportunities. And some of the other guys, not necessarily LaPrey, are going to have to convert when they get the ball.
Well, and North Salem on the other end, they've come out, and Westbrook's kind of taken over from the three-point line in the third quarter, and Avery's been doing it from inside. There's a play by Avery Holmes, kicks it back out to Westbrook, and he knocked down the 3. Probably too much room there. He was spotting up right about the three-point line, and got to probably crowd him up a little bit to make sure he puts the ball on the floor.
Avery
Can't take that 3.
Avery Holmes with the basketball.
Back to a little flex action. Weak side screen on a baseline and reversal, and same thing going the other way. Sprague doing a nice job to this point.
And it looks like North Salem is going to take the last shot of this quarter. Westbrook drives to the basket, throws up a wild shot. So North Salem unable to score at the end of the quarter. Our score after 3 quarters, the North Salem Vikings 39 and the Sprague Olympians 36. And
I don't think Coach Freeman was happy with the no call on that play, but once LJ Westbrook got the ball, was going down a lane, he was a bit out of control, and he was actually trying to draw some contact and a foul, and oftentimes the ref will not honor that with a foul call. And even though it looks like there might have been a little bit of contact, he might have been the one who is making the contact.
Glad you could join us on Capital Community Television. This is our first production with CCTV's new high-definition remote truck. And thanks again to our CCTV staff members and the volunteers who are bringing you tonight's ball game. Lots of effort going into getting that new truck ready to use, and we think the results are going to be quite evident as CCTV continues to provide coverage of Salem Keizer High School sports as well as our local colleges and community colleges. So 8 minutes to go, and 3-point ball game right now. And for the North Salem Vikings in their win over South Salem, they were 12 for 12 from the free throw line in that fourth quarter. So if it gets into a situation where they have to go to the line, they should feel pretty confident. Westbrook gets the roll. And Westbrook with that soft touch.
Well, he's picking up where he left off in the third quarter, and they're going to have to do a better job on him and work to deny him the ball. He's just having such an impact on the game right now.
And LaPrey was open under the basket, but the pass by Broughton was way too high. And Sprague cannot miss out on these scoring opportunities because LaPrey had an easy lay-in.
Well, especially not the way North is playing right now.
Westbrook. And Anthony Davis manages to grab the basketball and put it in the basket. Almost lost it there. And North Salem starting to pull away now. Offensive foul. This goes on LaPrey. That is the fourth foul on LaPrey.
Well, that charge foul on AJ is getting a lot of discussion here between Coach Dabrowski and the official.
Westbrook matched up with Broughton, pulls up, comes up short, rebound by LaPrey. Broughton with a jump shot, gets it to go down. And the Olympians are going to need some production from some of the players other than A.J. LaPrey.
Yes. And Devin Gage. Devin Gage has been pretty productive, but need to see some scoring from other people here.
Avery Holmes. North Salem in no hurry here with a 5-point advantage. North Salem managed to get it back. Holmes in and out. And Anthony Davis, I think, is going to pick up the foul. And the tension's getting a little high here as neither side happy with some of the calls.
Yeah, the intensity level is ratcheting up here, and Sprague is scrapping to get back in this game, and North's trying to keep him at bay.
And it will stay with Sprague as the ball goes out of bounds, and the Sprague fans may be looking for a foul on Davis.
Well, nice hustle play by Reese O'Connell to get a hand on that ball and slap it off of Davis to keep possession.
Ben Foote. And that could be huge for the Sprague Olympians. I think they called that a two-pointer. But if Foote can come alive here, Steve, in the last 4:54, that could be huge. Westbrook managed to roll it in and get the foul. What a play by Westbrook.
Westbrook has a quick first step. He's very athletic and very long. And he gets to the basket in a hurry.
And that finger roll just kind of dribbled over the rim and down. Westbrook comes up short at the free throw line, a 5-point advantage again. LaPrey with a jump shot. And we've got a 3-point ball game. The Cream rising to the top here tonight. Leaks. Gets the own rebound. And LaPrey manages to get the basketball. And a blocking foul will go against Westbrook. But for A.J. LaPrey, every time you see him coming down the court at full speed, Coach Dabrowski has to be really on the edge of his seat there, wondering if that's going to be his 5th foul.
Well, at the other end, North Salem, it looks like they're content to spread it out and try and take the Sprague defenders off the dribble.
LaPrey will not go down. Rebound by Davis. Inside 4 minutes to go, a 3-point ball game. Holmes tries to get it inside. Davis. Anthony Davis has really come up big for the Vikings in this quarter.
Well, he hadn't scored all game until the last couple of possessions.
And a hard foul by Davis on O'Connell, as O'Connell had a lay-in, but he'll get 2 shots. And right in front of the Sprague fans, they didn't care for that.
Yeah, I'm sure they didn't like that, but that was a good hard foul. I don't think anything malicious there.
And Anthony Davis just trying to defend the basket. But now O'Connell will have to sink these free throws as it's a 5-point deficit. Reese O'Connell, a 5'11 senior. Darius Adams comes in for the Vikings, and Keebler comes out.
I was going to say, John, Reese has had a nice game tonight. He had 6 points in the first half and just got his 7th right there.
1 for 2.
Need those free throws in the fourth quarter, particularly when you're coming from behind. Every point's vitally important.
Ben Foote matched up with Holmes. Leaks is cut off. Foote almost gets it. And Holmes and the North Salem Vikings content to run some clock here.
Oh.
Yeah. Tough shot by Holmes off the glass.
Tough shot. he wasn't even squared up to the basket when he went in the air, and then squared up in the air and got the shot to go down. That's a difficult shot.
And a North Salem foul. That's going to be a 1-and-1 opportunity, and again for the Sprague Olympians, critical free throws here when you're down with only 2 minutes 45 seconds to go. You've got to convert at the free throw line.
Well, and it's nice that the clock stops and you have a chance to score a couple of points, and I think North is probably going to be content again to take advantage of whatever mismatch presents itself at the other end of the floor against Sprague's defenders, because there will be a mismatch. You've got some quick ball handlers out there for North, and not all of the Sprague defenders are going to be able to stay in front of those guys. So it looks like they're waiting for the mismatch to take advantage of.
Timeout with 2 minutes 45 seconds to go. Our score, North Salem 49 and Sprague 45, as Ben Foote converts 2 free throws for the Sprague Olympians. Big ball game, as we've said throughout this telecast, with both teams tied at 7-1. There'll be one more game for each of them after tonight. On Friday, Sprague will be at McKay, and North Salem will be at West Salem, and that'll be our CCTV telecast for Friday, the North Salem at West Salem game.
Well, there's Avery Holmes getting a little contact there and going up and scoring up in the air and getting that thing to go down. But that's the kind of player he is. I mean, he can score in a variety of ways. Deep threes, pull-up jumpers, floaters in the lane, off-balance shots. And I think it's the reason that Division I colleges are interested in his services for next year.
And Avery did not sign during the early signing period, wanted to let his senior year maybe get him a better offer, and hopefully that'll work out for him here. He certainly, after coming back from that knee injury, has really demonstrated he has an all-around game.
Well, it sure would be nice to see a really good organ player stay in the state.
Westbrook is fouled on a three-point basket, or a three-point attempt. And I think
those are the kind of things that drive you crazy as a coach. It's tough enough to come back on someone else's court, a really good team, in the fourth quarter with a couple minutes to go, when you really have to play mistake-free. And when you make mistakes, it just makes it that much more difficult to make that comeback.
Westbrook gets the first one. He'll get 2 more. And again, in the North Salem win over South Salem in the fourth quarter, they shot 12 for 12 from the free throw line. So this is a team that can shoot free throws under pressure.
Well, this is LJ's fourth free throw of the quarter, and he's 2 for 4.
So not quite as good as they did at South Salem, but that one just barely rolled off. There's a pass to LaPrey, and LaPrey is fouled by Darius Adams.
Well, that's a nice set play where AJ comes to the high post, and there's an overplay, and he just back cuts. The baseline's cleared out, and nice pass and lay-in by AJ.
And an obvious foul, so no question about that one. Now it's up to LaPrey, and in the championship game from last year's tournament, AJ really struggled from the free throw line and may have cost Sprague the championship, so we'll see how he does here. Gets the free throw to complete the three-point play, and it's a three-point ball game with 2 minutes 19 seconds to go. And the Vikings lucky to hang on to the basketball.
Sprague just needs to play solid defense. See if North gets a little bit sloppy with the ball.
And the shot rolls out for Avery Holmes, but this really plays into North Salem's hands as they have those quick guards and wings who taking the ball from well out on the basket can get by the defender.
Yes, hard to stay in front of him, and that's where you need to have weak side defense step in and attempt to take a charge and not let him get to the basket. And they're lucky, Sprague's lucky that's not a three-point play as opposed to possibly a 2-point play.
And you've got A.J. LaPrey in there with 4 fouls, can't really stop Holmes driving to the basket. Lead back up to 5, inside 2 minutes to go. And Sprague turns it over. And a good play by Broughton, though, to grab that basketball. Even though it's a turnover, if he would have let that go, North Salem could have gotten a lay-in. You see that quite a bit where players do that.
Sprague going to a little trapping in a corner. Westbrook throws the ball off the Sprague player to retain possession.
A timeout with 1 minute 34 seconds to go. Our score, North Salem 53 and Sprague 48. North Salem led by 3 at the end of the third quarter. Now a 5-point advantage, but this game not as high scoring as the first meeting between these two teams, but really we've got to see some of the best basketball players in the state of Oregon, and they haven't disappointed us.
Well, and for the people watching this game and the people seeing this game in the gym tonight live, like I said earlier, you know, how many times do you get to see 3 Division I players on the same night in the same gym playing? And it's kind of neat to see that. And you can see why schools are interested in them, because they have those types of games. And, you know, I've been really impressed with L.J. Westbrook tonight. He's done a lot of really good things. I think he's gotten a lot better since last year. I've seen A.J. LaPrey play several times, and I'm always very impressed with his game. And I knew Avery Holmes was a really, really good player. And I think Westbrook is he's shown tonight that he's awfully good.
North Salem basketball. Holmes takes the inbound pass.
Looks like Sprague's going to maybe a little bit of a trap. Or not, I don't know.
Wide open, Mueller misses the shot, and Gage comes up with a rebound.
This is a possession that Sprague really needs to execute, get a great shot, whatever they're looking for here, get the great shot. And get a score here, and then try and get a turnover.
LaPrey had the ball taken away. But let's see if there's a foul on Mueller, or if that's going to go the other way.
Now, that may be a really good call. We'll see here on the replay. It's kind of blocked out by one of the Sprague players on that. However, it was such a late call that you know, the North fans and players and coaches are not too happy with that call. It was so late. So AJ will have an opportunity to knock a couple of free throws down and get it to within 3 with a minute to go. Stephen Kim is in the game, and he is a very good defensive player, and I'm sure that is the reason that he's entered the game.
LaPrey at the free throw line. Misses the free throw. And Coach Dabrowski wants full court pressure, or wants a foul right away.
Yeah, wrong guy to foul, but on the other hand, you know, down 5 with less than a minute to go, and sometimes you can't be too picky about who you foul.
And that's double bonus now. So you send Avery Holmes to the free throw line, but you really didn't have a choice because he could have just dribbled the ball around. 2 shots for Holmes. Avery Holmes was quoted in the Statesman Journal as saying Sprague's victory last time was a fluke, and they were going to take care of it here on their home court, and right now 51 seconds away from doing just that.
Well, 51 seconds is a long time. We'll see what happens. But if they hit free throws like that,
it's hard to catch up because Sprague basically has to foul and has to get shots up quickly. Stolen by Westbrook. Westbrook can't get it to go, but Davis is there for the basket. Three-pointer by LaPrey, a little bit short. And, and we've got a collision over on the sideline. O'Connell trying to walk it off. The Sprague fans very unhappy. As
I don't know if they have a replay of this, but Davis landed on O'Connell as they were going out of bounds, and he was pile drived into the bleachers. I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't have a cracked rib or something like that. He took a pretty hard fall into the bleachers.
O'Connell still in the ballgame. Here it is. As Davis landed right on top of O'Connell. And Leaks called for the foul, which will be 2 shots as both teams now in the double bonus. So LaPrey, who missed the front end of a 1-and-1 last time, will have another chance.
Well, you never say never, John, because strange things have happened, but it doesn't look like North is going to give up this 8-point lead with 22 seconds to go.
One more free throw for LaPrey as Matt Collins came in, and Leaks is fouled. And let's see who they call out on. If that's LaPrey, he's out of the ballgame.
I think it's on Devin Gage.
The foul is on Devin Gage, only his second, but that sends Leaks to the free throw line. The 6-foot sophomore. There's a young man with lots of potential as well. Broughton comes back in the ballgame for Sprague, but this game probably out of reach now. And the North Salem Vikings are going to be on top of the Central Valley Conference as Leaks gets 2 free throws, 21 seconds to go. And Holmes with a steal. Holmes with a pass to Mueller. Back to Holmes. And Holmes is going to dribble out the clock. North Salem defeats Sprague. Our final score, North Salem 59 and Sprague 49. The Vikings led by 3 at the end of the third quarter. What an impressive job by North Salem in that fourth quarter, Steve. Very impressive by North Salem.
Well, just too much L.J. Westbrook and Avery Holmes. And, you know, that's what you expect from big-time players. They delivered in a important game. And conversely, Sprague, you know, they didn't get contributions from enough people on the team to keep it close. And then at crunch time in the fourth quarter, they just made too many mistakes. You know, turned the ball over a couple of times, and you can't do that against a team the quality of North Salem, especially when you're trying to come from behind and stay in the game or get back in the game.
Once again, our final score, North Salem 59, Sprague 49. We'll be back with our post-game report right after these messages from our sponsors.
Support for tonight's program is provided by MAPS Credit Union, premier sponsor of Salem Kaiser Schools. Visit one of our 9 convenient locations in the Willamette Valley or our website, mapscu.com. By Les Schwab Tire Centers, doing the right thing since 1952. Stop by your neighborhood Les Schwab Tire Center or visit us on the web at leschwab.com. And by Pizza Hut in West Salem. Your favorites, your Pizza Hut. Located at 560 Wallace Road Northwest, phone 503-363-2100.
North Salem takes over first place in the Central Valley Conference, defeating the Sprague Olympians tonight. Final score, North Salem 59 and Sprague 49. We'll talk with a couple of the key players for the North Salem Vikings. First of all, senior Avery Holmes and Avery's ceremony at the start of this ball game. It's senior night. What did that mean to you finishing your career here at North Salem High School?
It feels good. I mean, being a senior is different. I mean, it's not a good feeling to leave, but I mean, it also feels good to be a senior, and get up out of here.
Well, 4 points in the first quarter for the North Salem Vikings. Nothing was going down. Then you got things going. What was the difference?
I know. I told the guys that our shots going to fall. We're all guards, so we just shoot the ball real well. And I told the guys just keep attacking, stop settling, and then that's what happened. And shots start falling down.
Well, Sprague beat you the first time on their court, but tonight it was a different story, and I think the defense really did make a difference tonight.
Yeah, it did, definitely. I know sometimes I gamble on defense. I try to reach. That's what happened at Sprague, and, didn't help a lot. So I just want to be solid today and stay in front of my guy and then play solid defense.
Well, with a teammate like Westbrook, it's a great combination to have you two guys. Awfully hard to defend both of you.
Definitely. He's a good scorer. I like playing with him a lot. And it's good. It's hard to stop us.
College plans, have you made up your mind yet?
No, I'm undecided.
All right, well, best of luck the rest of the way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's bring in LJ Westbrook. LJ, congratulations on tonight's ball game. That first quarter, nothing would go in the basket for you guys, but then you kind of got going. You've got some outside shots and able to drive to the basket as well, and it really paid off tonight.
Yeah, we just came out with a packed house, and I personally was scared. I think my teammates were scared too, so when we came out in the first quarter, we just couldn't get nothing going, but we found a way to get it done.
Well, it has to be fun to play with a guy like Avery Holmes.
Yeah, it's real fun. He's a guy that can score and also pass very well. If you're open, he'll find you and give you the ball, so he's a very fun guy to play with.
Defensively, the Vikings were able to cause lots of problems for the Sprague Olympians, and you're able to get some easy baskets.
Yeah, yesterday in film, we saw that in the first game at Sprague when we lost, towards the end of the game when we pressured them, we got whatever we want. They got turnovers, we got steals, so we just came into the game thinking that we were going to pressure them the whole game and get what we wanted to get.
You got one more game to go in the regular season, then the tournament. How'd you like that tournament last year?
It was fun, kind of just because I don't got nothing to do after school, so right after school I came and I watched the first game at like 3:30, so it just gave me something to do. But I should probably be doing like homework or something, but it gave me something to do. It was fun. It was a fun atmosphere with all the teams here. It was a fun time.
Well, the Vikings are likely to host it again, so you'll get another chance. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
Let's bring in the coach, Willie Freeman. Coach, congratulations on tonight's ball game. After that first quarter, were you scratching your head why the ball wouldn't go in the basket?
Man, it was nerves, man. When you got a game of this magnitude, the crowds was full, the TV was here, the radio was here. There was several Division I coaches here. When your kids know that and they want to perform, and the CVC, title is on the line, so to say, the kids are just nervous. And they ended up relaxing after halftime and playing their game that they know how to play.
Well, it was fun to watch after things got going there because you got Holmes, who's always fun to watch, and then Westbrook had a big game for you.
Oh, yeah. LJ Westbrook and Avery Holmes, they're like the catalysts of our team. A lot of people still don't know about Malik Leaks, a sophomore, as he's coming along and he's growing tenfold. But the thing is, when LJ Westbrook and Avery Holmes are going for us, it's hard for us to be stopped offensively, because they are very intangible. They can shoot it, they can put it on the floor, they come on pick and roll very well. So it's a deadly weapon to have those two going well for you.
You won the championship last year. You got to host the tournament. Obviously, that's got to be a goal for you again this year.
Absolutely. Just playing at home for us is a goal. We haven't lost too many games at home, knock on wood. So we want to try to host the tournament. That way we continue our home streak.
How about this crowd here tonight? Wasn't it great?
Fantastic. We love everybody coming out. We appreciate it, and we hope they come out to the next home game.
Congratulations. Best of luck on Friday night.
Thank you, sir.
And let's bring in Steve Maston. And Steve, this game anticipated for a long time. These two teams at the top of the Central Valley Conference. Slow start for the game, but then it really picked up, and we got to see some top talent on the floor.
Well, you're right, John. First quarter was kind of a stinker, especially for North Salem. But once they kicked it into gear and LJ Westbrook and Avery Holmes got going, we saw why they are being recruited by Division I schools. They're fantastic players. They carried their team tonight, and they were tough to beat here at North Salem.
For the Sprague Olympians, Lepre had his usual good game, but he didn't get enough help from his teammates.
No, he didn't. And even AJ went cold a little bit there for a stretch during the game. So that's a difficult situation. For Sprague to be successful going forward, they're going to have contributions from more people on the team. And then as we talked during the broadcast, when you come from behind in a game like this, you can't make mistakes down the stretch, and Sprague made a few of them, and it made it difficult for them to get back into the game.
Your final comments on tonight's game?
Well, I really enjoyed coming to a game in Salem, as I said before, and seeing 3 Division I players on the same floor on the same night. I mean, it's kind of a treat to see these guys play. It's kind of neat to see coaches from Oregon and Oregon State in the gym on the same night looking at players. It was good basketball. You get those kind of players in the city playing, and consequently see good basketball being played on the floor. And it's not over. They still have 1 game to go. Anything can happen. And then we've got the conference tournament. So we could be right back here in another week or so.
Once again, North Salem defeats Sprague to take over first place in the Central Valley Conference. Our final score, North Salem 59, Sprague 49. I'm John Piper on behalf of Steve Maston and the rest of our CCTV sports crew. Say goodnight from North Salem High School.